shofar. Yes, man. Allahu Yahuah, barak. Shabbat Shalom, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Shaba with fun and favorite travels. Today is the 7th month, first day of the month. So it is a feast day, which is a high Shabbat. So Shabbat Shalom. It is the Tzakrun or something. It's like the remembrance or memorial of the trumpets, or sometimes it's mentioned as Taru'ah. Taru'ah is the trumpets part. Means day. So it's the memorial or remembrance or the day of trumpets. So what does that mean? We are going to read Yahuah, or Yahuah called, or what they call Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 23 and 25. And Yahuah spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to the children of Yasharal, saying, in the 7th new month, that is not new moon, the month is not on the moon cycle 27 or 28 days. The months are 30 days, 30 days, 31. That's a quarter. 30 days, 30 days, 31. That's a quarter. 30 days, 30 days, 31. That's a quarter. 30 days, 30 days, 31. That's the last quarter. 364 days, 52 weeks exactly in 1 year. There's no leap year and all this other stuff. There's not 365. It's 364, which is exactly 52 weeks in a year. Anyways, speak to the children of Yasharal, saying, in the 7th new month, on the first day of the new month, you have a rest, a remembrance of Taru'ah. A remembrance of Taru'ah. Tzakrun Taru'ah. Remembrance Taru'ah. A remembrance memorial of trumpets. So that means that it's something that already happened. When you have to remember it or bring a memorial to it, it's something that has already happened. So we've got 25. You do no servile work, and you shall bring an offering made by fire to Yahuah. Barak Yahuah for that. So we've got Yahuah telling Moshe to command the children of Yasharal to do this. Let's go to the next chapter in verses. Bamidbar, or in the wilderness, I think that's called. Translates to, and they call it Numbers chapter 29. We'll start at verse 1. In the 7th new month, again, on the first day of the new month, you have a Kadash gathering, or what the CH would call an HOLY, which we don't say. We don't have anything to do with that, because that word comes from HOLI, which comes from over Asia part of the world somewhere. And it is a mighty one, or what we call little God. And yeah, do your research. They hold still a festival over there somewhere every year for HOLI, their mighty one. Anyway, so you shall have a Kadash gathering, a placed apart gathering. You do no servile work. It is Yom, or day, Taru'ah, or trumpets. Yom Taru'ah, day of trumpets. So what is this servile work? We've seen that twice here. No servile work. Servile work means to go like to work for wages. Some feast days have you do no work at all. Other feast days are do no servile work. Either way, they're high Shabbats, or what the Jewish people call high HOLY days. They're high Shabbats. They're 24-hour Shabbats, because we touched a little bit on one of the other videos. The weekly Shabbat is not a 24-hour Shabbat. That's why in most of these feast days, he will tell you from evening to evening. He's not telling you that for simply no reason. He's telling you that because the weekly Shabbat is not from evening to evening. It's only during the daylight period. Anyways, verse 2, and you shall prepare an ascending offering as a sweet fragrance to Yahuah, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 lambs, a year old, perfect ones, and their grain offerings, fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, 2/10 for the ram, and 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, and 1 male goat as a crime offering to make atonement for you. Oh, atonement for you. Besides the ascending offering with its grain offering for the new month, the continual ascending offering with its grain offering, and their drink offerings according to their right ruling, as a sweet fragrance, an offering made by fire to Yahuah. And on the 10th day, we have a stop there. We're not at the 10th day yet. So we're coming up soon next week for that one. But all right, so this is the amount of animal them have to slay and bring as offerings for this one day. And that this is on top of the AM sacrifice and the evening sacrifice. So when you look into the levels of this in the scriptures about how many animals them had to slay every single year, twice a day, then feast days, you got all these other animals going and ran, and they still couldn't atone for we. I try for atone for we, but can't really atone for we. So yeah, look into the levels of it. But this is Taru'ah. So let's go look a bit further into this. We're going to look at Tahalim, or what they call Psalms 98, starting at verse 1. Sing to Yahuah a new song, for he has done wonders. His right hand and his Kadash arm have brought him deliverance. Yahuah has made known his deliverance, his righteousness. He is openly shown before the eyes of the nations. He has remembered, or Zakar, like Zakar Yahu, or who this is, Zechariah. Yahuah has remembered, Zakar Yahu, his loving commitment and his trustworthiness to the house of Yasharal. All the ends of the earth have seen the deliverance of our Elohim. Raise a shout to Yahuah, all the earth, or all our Ha'arats. Break forth in song, rejoice and sing praises. Sing to Yahuah with the lyre and the voice of a song, with the trumpets and a voice of a shofar. Trumpets, shofar. You have to look that up in the Abrit, because we want to know why they say trumpets and shofar, and they're supposed to be coexistent meanings. A shofar is what they say for the trumpet. It is the ram's horn. The shofar, the trumpet. Raise a shout before Yahuah the sovereign. Let the sea roar and all that feels it, the world and those who dwell in it. Let the rivers clap their hands. Let the mountains sing together for joy before Yahuah. For he shall come to judge the earth. He judges the world in righteousness and the people in straightness. Whoa, that gives us a little bit of context about what these trumpets are, what the shofar is. So we know from Uyakram Bamidbar, we're supposed to have a day of remembrance, a memorial for the trumpets. What is the trumpets? What does it signify? So we get a little bit in there. He has remembered his loving commitment and his trustworthiness to the house of Yasharal. Raise a shout, break forth in song, sing, rejoice, with the trumpets and a voice of a shofar. Raise a shout before the sovereign. For he shall come, verse 9, last one. For he shall come to judge the earth. He judges the world in righteousness and the people in straightness. So these trumpets, this sounding of the shofar, him remembering his loving commitment, has something to do with him coming for judge. Let's move on. Nehemiah chapter 8. If this is missing a picture one day, may I post it up if it didn't come up at the beginning with these scriptures on it. So Nehemiah, they say 8, 1 and 12. So let's read it. And when the 7th new month came, the children of Yasharal were in their cities, and all the people gathered together as one man in the open space that was in front of the water gate. And they spoke to Ezra, the scribe, to bring the book of the Torah of Moshe, which Yahuah had commanded Yasharal. Oh, this is in Nehemiah's day that they're bringing the book of the Torah of Moshe? But there was no scripts. This Old Testament ain't nothing, and whatever. Okay. So anyways, verse 2, and Ezra the priest brought the Torah before the assembly of both men and women, and all who could hear with understanding, on the first day of the 7th new month. And he read from it in the open space in front of the water gate from a.m. until midday, before the men and women and all those who could understand. And the ears of all the people listened to the book of the Torah. So what were they doing on trumpets? Reading the Torah. Okay. And Ezra the scribe stood on a platform and of wood which they made for the purpose. And beside him on his right stood Yahuah and Shammah and Ananiah and Uriah and Hilkiah and Maaseiah, and on his left stood Pedaiah and Mishael and Malkiah and Hashum and Hashbadana and Zachariah and Meshulam. So you hear all them name them. Me want to know where Matthew, Luke, John, Ricky, Bobby, Jasmine, Susie, where did all them names come from? And these were the names of them from the beginning. Tell me. Brittany, Sarah. Well, no, Sarah was in the script. Hush. Lucky for that. Sarah. Anyways, and Ezra opened the book in the sight of all the people, for he was above all the people. So Ezra was above all the people. And when he opened it, all the people stood up. Oh, that's in script when the book of the law, the Torah, is read. People stand up, show reverence. And Ezra barak Yahuah, the great Elohim. Then all the people answered, Aman, Aman. So there's for those people who say, oh, that's that demon over there from Egypt. No. Because I know them same people are saying, oh, you got to have Amunah, or Faith. Amunah. So where do you think Amunah comes from? Comes from Aman. It means I agree. So after somebody pulls or says something, I agree. I'm coming into agreements with that. Aman. It's not amen. It's Aman. Anyways, while lifting up their hands. So they're saying Aman, Aman. Yes. Hallelujah. Pretty sure a couple of them were saying that. And they bowed their heads and worshipped Yahuah with faces to the ground. And Yeshua and Bani and Sharabiah, Yamin, Akub, Shabbatai, Hudiah, Maasiyah, Kalita, Azariah, Uzabad, Hanan, Palaya, and the Luim, or Haluim, what they say is the Levites, caused the people to understand the Torah while the people were in their place. And they read in the book of the Torah of Yahuah, translating to give the sense and cause them to understand the reading. Hallelujah. And Nehemiah, or Nehemiah, who was the governor, and Azra, the priest, the scribe, and the Luim, who taught the people, said to all the people, "This day is Kadash to Yahuah your Elohim. It is placed apart. Do not mourn or weep." For all the people wept when they heard the words of the Torah. Wow, there's somebody that get a whole heap of people that get convicted. That's so. Then he said to them, "Go, eat the fat, drink the sweet, and send portions to those whom none is prepared. For this day is Kadash to our master. Do not be sad, for the joy of Yahuah is your strength." And the Luim were silencing all the people, saying, "Hush, for the day is Kadash. Do not be sad." And all the people went to eat and to drink, and to send portions and make a great rejoicing, because they understood the words that were made known to them. Hallelujah. So that's what they were doing in Nehemiah's time on Taru'ah, or trumpets. Barak Yahuah. All right. Next one. We got Matthew, who they say is Matthew, chapter 24, verse 31 through 34, I believe. "And he shall send his messengers with a great sound of a shofar," or a trumpet, "and they shall gather together his chosen ones from the four winds, from one end of Shamayim to the other." All right. So Yahuwah is going to send all his messengers with a great sound of a shofar, and they shall gather together his chosen ones from the four winds, from one end of Shamayim to the other. So they're going to gather up all the people from one end to the other. "And learn this parable from the fig tree. When its branch has already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that the summer is near. So you also, when you see all these, know that he is near. Know that he is near. At the doors. Truly, I say to you, this generation shall by no means pass away until all of this takes place." So we'd have to read up a little further, but my phone finna did, so I don't want to forget it. I want to get through this. But whatever happened above here, those are the signs. Some of them, for false Mashiachs and false prophets shall rise. I'm at verse 24. "And they shall show great signs and wonders, so as to lead astray, if possible, even the very elect, even the chosen ones. See, I have forewarned you. So if they say to you, 'Look, here he is in the desert, do not go out or look. He is in the inner rooms, do not believe. For as the lightning comes from the east and shines to the west, so also shall the coming of the Son of Adam be. For wherever the dead body is, there the vultures shall be gathered together. And immediately after distress, all those days, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give its light, and the stars shall fall from Ashamaim, and the powers of Ashamaim shall be shaken. And the sign of the Son of Adam shall appear in Ashamaim, and then all the tribes of Arat shall mourn, or the earth shall mourn. And they shall see the Son of Adam coming in the clouds of Ashamaim, or the heavens, with power and much esteem. So there's even more than that, but it's simply just look around, take a look into it, check the levels of it. We should not be unaware. We won't know the exact time and date, but look around. Read these books, read these scripts, because we are in the last days and it's only going to get worse. This is only the beginning. So, next one, we've got 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 51 through 54. See, I speak a secret to you. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, the last shofar. For the trumpet shall sound. Oh, what's this remembrance? This memorial? The trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible has to put on incorruption, and this mortal to put on immortality. And when the corruptible has put on incorruption, and this mortal has put on immortality, then shall come to be the word that has been written. Death is swallowed up in overcoming. Allow Yahuah. So, we shall not all sleep. That means dead. That's why I don't like to say, oh, I want to sleep. I want to go upon my bed. I want to rest. I want to relax. I don't want to sleep. Well, jury's still out on that. But generally speaking, you don't want to sleep. You just want to rest. So not everybody is going to sleep, but everybody is going to be changed to the incorruptible. Whether you're going to Shamayim or whether you go eternity down the pit. Ashaul. So, at that last trumpet, when that trumpet shall sound, the dead shall be raised incorruptible and change. A change off. All right, so we got 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, 13 through 18. Now, brethren, we do not wish you to be ignorant concerning those who have fallen asleep, those who have dead, lest you be sad as others who have no expectation. So, me no say that we're not supposed to mourn when people dead. You're supposed to mourn when the picnic born. You're not supposed to mourn when people dead, not the ones who are living right. In the name Yahuah, Yahusha. Not supposed to mourn them one because them get rest and a real rest. Them asleep. Them good. Them not have to worry about getting up fussing and cussing and doing this and having people. Them a trouble them and this and that. Wicked mind, bad mind people and all this other things. They not have to worry about that kind of them. Right in Abraham's bosom. Waiting for this day said way. But in rest. In relaxation. Not no pain if them was in pain here and whatever. But the people them are sad, they not got no expectation. As them know what type of life people live. So them have a ball for what happened to them. But psychologically we don't know that. But it is a sad thing. Somebody with your husband, your wife, your this, your that, and now you're left here on this earth alone. It is sad. Not sad for them, but it's sad for you. They mourn. The person is gone. You not get up and chat with them and this and that. You can't go. May I go upon the road with my person, my friend, me this, me that, whatever it might be. So yeah, it is saddening. 14, for if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, so also Yahuwah shall bring with him those who sleep in Yahushua. So same as he dead and rose again, the same way them are dead and rose again said way. For this we say to you by the word of our Mashiach, or by the word of the Master, that we, the living who are left over at the coming of the Master, shall in no way go before those who are asleep. Because the Master himself shall come down from a Shamaim with a shout, a shofar, a trumpet, a shout, we've heard those all synonymous, with the voice of a chief messenger, and with, what is it? The trumpet, the Taru'ah of Yahuah. And the dead and Mashiach shall rise first. Then we, the living who are left over, shall be caught away together with him in the clouds to meet the Master in the air. And so we shall always be with the Master. So then encourage one another with these words. They say we're going up to heaven. No, it said we're going to be caught up in the clouds. And then we have to read on to figure out. And then, I of course, in Revelations, there will be a new heaven and a new earth. So you're not going up there with him. We're going to come right back down to this new earth after he mash everything up and create the new heaven and the new earth. Then we get placed back down from here. So it's not no rapture neither. Because didn't he say these ones who are left? So if you're raptured up, then you're already gone. One leave and one taken. One leave and one taken. One leave and one taken. Being taken, not no good thing. You're supposed to live. Alright, now the last one, a Hazun, or what they call a Revelations, chapter 11, starting at verse 15. And the seventh messenger sounded, and there came to be loud voices in a Shamaim, saying, the reign of this world has become the reign of our Master and of his Mashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever. Yahuah. And the 24 elders sitting before Yahuwah on their thrones fell on their faces and worshiped Yahuwah, saying, we give you thanks, O Yahuwah Al Shaddai, the one who is and who was and who is coming, because you have taken your great power and reigned. And the nations were enraged, and your wrath has come, and the time of the dead to be judged, and to give the reward to your servants, the prophets, and to the Kadashim, or the Kadash ones. And to those who fear your name. Your what? Your name. Have a fear of the name. That's why it's so important. The name is important, yes. You cannot make it in because you want to be stubborn about for him name. Him name and power, the only name that can deliver the name above all names. To those who fear your name, those are the only ones who are going to get the reward. Small and great, and to destroy those who destroy the earth. And the dwelling place of Yahuwah was open in a Shamaim, and the ark of his covenant was seen in his dwelling place. And there came to be lightnings and voices and thunders and earthquake and great hail. So, guys, we also have to go back to Shamut, or what they call as Exodus, to figure out what was that remembrance about. Because we're looking forward. That's what we're keeping, this remembrance, this memorial of the trumpets every year, because we get shorter. It gets shorter and shorter and shorter. This is the day, sound the alarm. This is the time, sound the alarm. So we have to do it. So let's go back and look at Shamut, about what actually took place first time, where we're continually having this remembrance, this memorial of these trumpets blowing the shofar. Hello, Yahuah. All right, so we're going to go to Shamut, or what this is, Exodus chapter 19, starting at verse 14. Let's see if we can see what this remembrance or memorial of the trumpets is. And Masha came down, Shamut, or what they say is Exodus chapter 19, verse 14. And Masha came down from the mountain to the people and made them Kadash, or placed the people apart. And they washed their garments. And he said to the people, be prepared by the third day. Do not come near a wife. That means nobody not having no relations for them 3 days. You make yourself Kadash. Scripture moving forward also tell you, you and your husband or you and your wife agree for separate for a little bit for fasting, and you come back fast. So when it came to be on the third day in the Bakar, or the AM, that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud on the mountain, and a voice of a shofar, again a shofar, trumpet, was very strong, and all the people who were in the camp trembled. And Masha brought the people out of the camp to meet with Yahuah, and they stood at the foot of the mountain, and Mount Sinai was in smoke, all of it, because Yahuah descended upon it in the fire, and its smoke went up like the smoke of a furnace, and all the mountain trembled exceedingly, even all the mountain trembled exceedingly. And when a voice of the shofar, the trumpet, the shofar, sounded long and became very strong, Masha spoke, and Yahuah answered him by voice. And Yahuah came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mountain. And Yahuah called Masha to the top of the mountain, and Masha went up. And Yahuah said to Masha, go down and warn the people lest they break through unto Yahuah to see, and many of them fall. And let the priests who come near Yahuah place themselves apart too, or make themselves Kadash too, lest Yahuah break out against them. And Masha said to Yahuah, the people are not able to come up to Mount Sinai, for you warned us, saying, make a border around the mountain and make it Kadash. And Yahuah said to him, come, go down, and then come up, you and Aaron, or who this says, Aaron with you. But do not let the priest and the people break through to come up to Yahuah, lest he break out against them. And Masha went down to the people and spoke to them. So what we got there, guys, in chapter 19, this is right before Yahuah give Masha the 10 words, or what they call the 10 commandments, in the next chapter. So basically, the third new month after Yasharah had come out of the land of Mitzrayim, or what they say is Egypt, they came into the wilderness of Mount Sinai. So sometime after that, I'm not sure if them reached down to the 7th month or whatever. I can't remember, but basically this is where this remembrance comes from, the voice of the shofar. This is where we hear this from. So they have to make themselves Kadash. They had to fast and cleanse up themselves, wash up them clothes, in 3 days because Yahuah was coming for chat to them, for everybody. Because if you remember, from the time them come out of Mitzrayim until this point, the children of Yasharal has continued to complain. Why am take us out of Mitzrayim? We whether I go back there with the leeks and the greens and this and that and whatever foolishness them a chat and just complain up the place. So Yahuah come to Masha, because of course Masha is him priest, him high priest. Aaron, yes, represents really the Luim tribe, but you forget to say Masha and Aaron are brother them. So Masha is a Luim, or what they call a Levite. So them have to make themselves Kadash, and then them hear this voice of a shofar, which is Yahuah's voice. So again, the trumpet, the shofar, that is the voice of Yahuah. So we're bringing a remembrance, and look upon it in verse 15. And he said to the people, be prepared by the 3rd day. So we have to be prepared. That's the whole point of this. Yahushua come back this time. You blow the shofar. That's the warning. That Yahuah come, be prepared. And then we've got being prepared for ultimately the bride feast, the bridegroom feast, the marriage feast. After he comes, which is represented by tabernacles, the last feast, the harvest feast, the bridegroom feast. The bridegroom has come, so now it's time for feast. So that is trumpets, guys. There's still some more scripture out there that you can read and study, but that's all for this video here, guys. So this is a feast to be kept forever throughout your generations, no matter where you might go. And if I've already done the video on the actual feast, like going through the actual Uyakra, or who they say is Leviticus chapter 23, it will be linked down in the description below, so you can check that one out. So that's it, guys. And I know I've been gone a while, but may I try to come back, but I got a bunch of things that go on and I just feel defeated and exhausted. So all of me, mashpaka, scattered across the 4 corners of the earth, please palau for me, Basham Yahuah Yahusha Mashiach of Nazareth, in the name of Yahuah Yahusha, the Messiah of Nazareth. Alright, guys, there it is. Trumpets a close out. We are now in the 2nd day of the 7th month, the most Kadash month of the whole entire year. The 3 last fall feasts of the year. Barak Yahuah for that. So shalom, shalom. May Pala, everybody's trumpets was wonderful, better than mine. But so all we can do is Pala, repent, and move forward. Not backwards, the whole 180 and go forward the next direction. So shalom, shalom, guys. Prayerfully, we'll see you back for pick back up with the script of the day. But me have simply been exhausted. So later, guys. Say later, booty. Yeah, cuss everybody. Now it's your time for cuss. Okay, you cuss them out. What you cuss everybody for? Oh. You got one more thing to say? Okay. Say good night. Alright, guys. Shalom, shalom. The sun is down, so our feast of trumpets is officially over. My son, the only one I know how to blow the shofar, twin one. So, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Here he is for close it out. Trumpets. Come, 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 bro. Allahu Yahuah, barak Yahuah. Shalom, shalom, guys. Tzakrun Taru'ah.